The year is 1552. Imagine the scene. Europe is in turmoil, with empires clashing and borders constantly shifting. The Ottoman Empire, a formidable force, is expanding its reach, and Hungary stands as one of the last bastions of resistance. The air is thick with smoke and the stench of death. The once peaceful lands are now scarred by the ravages of war. Villages are burned, and the cries of the fallen echo through the valleys. The ground trembles under the weight of thousands of marching men. These soldiers, clad in armor and bearing weapons, are part of the Ottoman war machine, a force that has rarely known defeat. A vast Ottoman army, stretching as far as the eye can see, has surrounded the fortress of Eger in northern Hungary. The fortress stands as a symbol of defiance, its walls holding the hopes of a nation. Inside, a small band of defenders prepares for a fight they know they probably cannot win. They are outnumbered, outgunned, yet their resolve is unshaken. They know that their stand here could mean the difference between freedom and subjugation, but not out of courage. Their hearts are steeled by the knowledge that they fight for their homes, their families, and their way of life. Each man knows that his bravery could inspire others, that his sacrifice could turn the tide. This is the story of the epic Siege of Eger, a battle that would defy the odds and echo through history. It is a tale of heroism, of ordinary men rising to extraordinary heights in the face of insurmountable odds. These men are not soldiers in any traditional sense. They are craftsmen, accustomed to the rhythm of the forge and the anvil, not the chaos of battle. Yet they have taken up arms, driven by a sense of duty and a fierce love for their homeland. They are cobblers and farmers, blacksmiths and merchants, men who have traded their tools for weapons, their peaceful lives for the uncertainty of war. Each one brings a unique skill, a piece of their everyday life to the defense of Eger. Ordinary Hungarians who have answered the call to defend their homeland from a seemingly unstoppable force. Their determination is palpable, their unity unbreakable. They stand shoulder to shoulder, ready to face whatever comes. Their fate, and perhaps the fate of all of Western Christendom, hangs in the balance. The outcome of this siege could alter the course of history, determining the future of Europe itself. Will they crumble under the weight of the Sultan's might? The Ottomans are relentless, their numbers overwhelming. The defenders' walls are strong, but their spirits must be stronger, or will their stand at Eger become a beacon of hope, a testament to the strength of human resilience in the face of overwhelming odds? The Siege of Eger is not just a battle, it is a symbol of the enduring human spirit, a story that continues to inspire generations. To advance even further westward. Suleiman the Magnificent was not just a conqueror. He was a ruler of immense ambition and vision. He sought to create an empire that would rival the grandeur of Rome and surpass the legacy of Alexander the Great. He was known as a patron of the arts and a wise lawmaker, but he was also a ruthless military strategist who brooked no opposition. The Ottoman Empire's expansion into Europe was more than just a land grab. It represented a clash of civilizations, a struggle between East and West, between Islam and Christianity. The stakes were incredibly high. For the Ottomans, the conquest of Europe was a chance to spread their faith and establish a new world order. For the Europeans, it was an existential threat, a fight for their very survival. Section 4. Eger, a Bastion of Hope. The fortress of Eger, perched on a hilltop overlooking a strategic valley, stood as a bulwark against the Ottoman advance. This fortress, though modest in its construction, held a position of immense strategic importance. It was a sentinel, watching over the heart of Hungary, a land rich in history and culture and a gateway to the rest of Europe. It was, by all accounts, not a particularly impressive fortress. Its walls were not towering, nor were its battlements particularly formidable. The structure itself was modest, a reflection of the limited resources available to its builders. Its walls were relatively low and its defenses were outdated. The fortifications, built in an earlier era, were not designed to withstand the might of the Ottoman war machine. Yet despite these apparent weaknesses, the fortress of Eger held a secret weapon. But it held one crucial advantage: its location. Situated on high ground, it provided a commanding view of the surrounding landscape. This vantage point allowed the defenders to spot approaching enemies from a distance, giving them precious time to prepare. Eger controlled a key route into the heart of Hungary, and its capture would open the door for the Ottomans to advance on Vienna and beyond. The road through Eger was more than just a path, it was a lifeline, connecting the east and west, a conduit for trade, culture, and military movements. The defenders of Eger knew what they were facing, they were acutely aware of the stakes. The fortress was not just a military outpost, it was a symbol of resistance, a beacon of hope for the people of Hungary. The men and women within its walls were prepared to make the ultimate sacrifice to protect their homeland. They had heard tales of the Ottoman army's ruthlessness, of the Sultan's vast wealth and military might. The Ottoman forces were known for their discipline, their advanced weaponry, and their sheer numbers. The stories of their conquests were enough to strike fear into the hearts of even the bravest soldiers, but they were determined to resist, to hold the line against the invaders. The defenders of Eger were not just fighting for a fortress, they were fighting for their way of life, for their families, and for their future. Their resolve was unshakable, their courage unmatched. Their spirit was bolstered by the presence of István Dobó, the captain of the fortress, a man renowned for his courage, his tactical acumen, and his unwavering belief in the righteousness of their cause. Dobó was more than a leader. He was a symbol of defiance, a beacon of hope in the darkest of times. His leadership inspired the defenders to stand firm, to fight with every ounce of strength they possessed, and to believe that against all odds they could prevail. Section 5. The walls begin to tremble. The siege began in earnest in September of 1552. The Ottoman army, some 40,000 strong, surrounded the fortress, bombarding its walls with relentless artillery fire. The defenders, numbering barely 2,000, were vastly outnumbered, but they fought back with a ferocity that surprised even their enemies. The defenders endured unimaginable hardships. Food and water were scarce. The air was thick with the stench of death, as disease spread through the cramped confines of the fortress. The constant bombardment took a heavy toll, reducing the once proud walls to rubble, yet still they held on, their courage fueled by a potent mix of patriotism, religious zeal, and sheer desperation. Section 6. Dobó, a leader forged in fire. At the heart of the defense was István Dobó, the captain of the fortress. His name would be etched in history as a symbol of resilience and leadership. Dobó was more than just a soldier, he was a born leader, a man who inspired those around him with his unwavering courage and his unshakable belief in their cause. His presence on the battlefield was a beacon of hope for his men, a reminder that they were fighting for something greater than themselves. He understood that their only hope lay in fighting not just with brute force, but with cunning and determination. Dobó meticulously planned every move, analyzing the enemy's weaknesses and exploiting them to their advantage. His strategic mind was always several steps ahead, ensuring that his forces were prepared for any eventuality. He rallied his troops, reminding them of what was at stake. He spoke to them not just as their commander, but as a fellow soldier who shared their fears and hopes. His words were a powerful motivator, instilling a sense of duty and honor in his men. He organized the defenses, ensuring that every man, woman, and child within the fortress walls had a role to play. Dobó believed in the strength of unity and knew that their survival depended on everyone working together. He assigned tasks based on each person's abilities, making sure that no one felt useless or left out. He understood the importance of morale, and he went to great lengths to bolster the spirits of his exhausted and demoralized men. Dobó would walk among his troops, offering words of encouragement and sharing in their hardships. He knew that a leader's presence could make all the difference in the heat of battle. He knew that their survival depended not just on their physical strength, but on their will to resist, their refusal to break under pressure. Dobó's leadership was a testament to the power of human spirit and determination. His legacy would live on, inspiring future generations to stand firm in the face of adversity.